Hello friends, last time we saw the string handling using string_r package, and today we are going to discuss the practicals of the string handling using string_r package.
First, let us see if the package string_r is available in the R system or not. You will go to bottom right, and in the package tab you will see whether the package is available or not. I'll write string_r, and I'm not able to find any of the package named with a similar name. So I'll install it. As I'm using RStudio, I'll do it by the UI available with me. I'll click on install. I'll write here string R and I'll say install. So on the console window, you can see that the download of the particular package is started. So along with the package string_r, there are other dependencies string_i and magritte_r which are also installed along with string_r. Now if I want to load my package string_r, I'll say library in the parentheses string_r, say control enter, and my library will be loaded. Now the very first thing, that was concatenation with string_r. So the function that we used was string_c. So I'll say str_c. In the parentheses, I'll say the first string is welcome, second is to, and third is learn1. There's one more parameter to it, which is separate. So separate equals, so by what thing you want to separate. So I'll say separate with null. I'll say control enter, and you can see welcome to learn1 has been concatenated with no spaces between. If I say separate with a white space, you can see white space has been appended after each letter. If I want to separate it, let's say underscore, I can do that also. So this is the way the function string_c works. Now this function string_c works in a similar manner to paste function. Let's see if there is any difference between the paste function and string_c function. I'll say paste, similar elements I'll copy, but I'm going to add some other characters also. I'm adding null, which indicates nothing, and a character 0. So character 0 will create an empty character vector of length 0. Let's see what happens to this function. You can see welcome to learn1 has been appended with a space by default, and after learn1 also you can see a space. But what happens if I use the string_c function? I'll copy the same function here. I'll paste it. Instead of paste, I'll say str_c. At the end, I'll say separate equals to a white space and control enter. So you can see the white paste function after learn1 has been removed in string_c functions. So this is one of the advantage. If you have a null vector or if you have a character vector of 0 length, in a paste function there will be a white space because of it, or in string_c functions it identifies there is nothing and it will not append anything. So this is one of the advantage of using string_c function instead of paste. Now let's check it out for string length. I'll use str_length. So this is the function in string_r package. Within parentheses, I'll say same thing which I had used above, welcome to learn1, and I'm also appending n to it, right? I'll give control enter, and it is giving me 7, 2, 9 and na. So in welcome has a length 7, 2 has a length 2, learn1 has a length 9, but as it saw na, it gave na. So not applicable is given as not applicable. So this function in string_r identifies if there is any error. Now let's check it out if nchar works in a similar manner. I'll copy the same function, and instead of string length, I'll say nchar. I'll give control enter, and it gives me 729 na. So nchar and string length works in a similar manner, but which was not the case with string concatenation and the paste functions. Now the next function that we have is substring. I have a text, a variable text which has an it welcome to learn one. I'll say control enter, and if I say str underscore sub text start equals to 1 and end equals to 7, give control enter, there's an error mentioning the character vector name and it will give me welcome. So this is the similar in working with substring which we had used in the base package. Negative indices are also allowed. Now what do I mean by negative indices? So if I'll say similar thing, but I say start equals to -9 and end equals to -1 and say control enter, it will give me learn one. So what it does, so this n will be -1, r -2, e -3, and same up to l it is -9. So these are the negative indices. If you want something from the end of a string, give the negative indices. The substring function was also used to replace a part of a string, and similarly string underscore sub function of string or package will also be used to replace a part of a string. Let's say I want to replace from 12 to 20 the length of text from 12 to 20 by e-learning. What happens? str underscore sub txt, you give start equals to 12, end equals to 20, and equals to e-learning. You give control enter, so you will see. Now let us check it out. What's the text output? So you can see welcome to e-learning. So what happened from the 12th starting of 12th to the ending? So L was the first letter, was the letter at position 12. You can see here 7, 8, 9. So T will be on 9th, 0 on 10th, a white space 11th, and 12th. On 12th position you have L. So from L to N, from learn one has been replaced by e-learning. Similarly you can do with the negative indices. So instead of -9 to -1, and similarly string will be replaced by e-learning. Now let's see what is string padding. So these were the three functions that we have already studied in the base package. Now let's see the functions which are not in the base package, and for the first one is string padding. The function that is str underscore pad. So what you want to pad, you need to give the name, the character string. I'll say welcome. So the length of welcome is of length 7, but I want to pad it with width 10. I'll say control enter. So you can see on the left hand side 3 white spaces have been added, and then you can see welcome. If you want to pad it with something else, I'll say pad equals to underscore. It will do similar for you. 3 underscores has been added before welcome. So by default you have another parameter which is side in the string padding. So by default it is on left hand side. If we want to add on both the sides, you can give function same here. I'll say side equals to both. Okay. So when you give side equals to both, you can see the padding has been done on the both the sides, one on the left and 2 on the right. So this is how you use string padding function. So practically you might think where this string padding is used. It is used when you have a long character vectors and you want to do some operations on it, but the length of every character vector will be different. So if you want to do a standard operation on them, you will make all the character vectors of same length and then do the manipulation on it. So the next function is string wrap. String wrapping functions. So I have a quote with me. Quote equals to C. I'll say don't be idle is the first element of my character vector. Second is keep moving. Third is stagnant water, and the last one is smells foul. So my entire character vector is don't be idle, keep moving, stagnant water, smells foul. Now if you want to do a string wrapping on it, how do you do it? So you say str underscore wrap quote of width equals to 10. So on each line you want 10 character vectors. So you got an error here. Error in string split lines it is telling me argument str should be a character vector or an object coercible to. So you have not ran this function, and let me try this again. So it gave me don't be slash n idle, keep slash n moving, stagnant slash n water, and slash n foul. So what it had done, so you can see at every white space you can see a slash n has been added. Slash n indicates a new line, but for the first it is not the case. So if I count number of elements, so don't has 4, a white space has 5, be has a length of 2, and total length will be of 7. When I add idle, it will be of length 11. So what it had done, it found a white space and it had moved it to a new line. For the second one, I have keep slash and moving. So if I keep the entire vector keep moving together, it will be of length greater than 10. So what it had done, where here it had find the white space, it had moved, it had kept slash and it had moved the next string to a new line. Now if you want to see all the character vectors in the form of paragraph, you can do by the function cat, and you see you control enter. So you can see don't be will be on the first line, then you have slash n, then you have idle and keep on the same second line, then you have a slash n, moving and stagnant. So wherever you find a slash n, a new line will be created and all the strings will be kept in a single line. If you change this width to 12, so you can see that the only 2 lines have been created. If I give a length of 20, so probably all will be on the same line. So this is the way, if you have different character vectors, you can combine them to a single one so that it becomes easy to interpret them, to read them. So this was the string wrap function. Then you have a string trim function. You have a string trim function. So what this string trim function does, so this will remove the trailing or the white spaces in the beginning or in the starting of a character vector. So let me say text. So I'll copy from top only. Text is a variable, but this time I'll convert them to a character vector. So I'll say C, some spaces here, and I'll say comma to here, and you end the vector. So I'll say control enter, and I'll give the function string trim. So you want to txt, so you have given the character vector name, you have given the function string trim. Let's see what happens to it. So it will remove all the white spaces. You can see there are white spaces after welcome, there are white spaces before to, and there are white spaces in front and back of learn word. So all the white spaces has been removed by string trim function. If you want to remove the white spaces from a particular direction only, let's say if you want to remove from the ends only, so I'll give comma side equals to left. So it will remove the white space to the left only. I'll say control enter. So you can see the white spaces after welcome are as it is. From 2 you have 2 white spaces here which are removed, and from learn 1 also you have some white spaces, and at the end the white spaces are not removed, you can see here. So this is the way if you want to remove the white spaces from in front or at the end of the character vector, you can do that. Now the next function in the line is the function word. If you want to extract a particular word from an entire paragraph, you can do that also. Let me have a variable work which is a character vector with 2 elements. I'll say the first element is work hard, comma, and second is you will achieve heights. So these are the 2 elements of a character vector. I'll say control enter. If I want to extract the first word of both the elements, so I'll say word, the character vector name, and 1. So what you want to extract, so you will get work and you. So how it has identified the first vector, so it is identified by default with a blank space. If it finds a blank space, then it will give the first word before the white spaces. If I want to extract all the words but not the first word, so what I'll do, I'll say word, the name of the character vector. I'll say I want to start from the second word, right? But after second word you want everything, so I'll give comma you say -1. It will give you hard. And for the second word, it has started from the second part, that second element, that is will, until the last element of the second vector, that is heights. So this is the how if you want to extract two words. So what are the practical implications of this particular function word? In case if you want to count some words in with you, and if you know that the words have been separated by a let's say a white space, and if you want to count the words with you, so you can separate them with a white space. So, you can check the frequency of words that have been repeated.
So this was all about handling string in string R package, and this will complete our third chapter, handling strings in R. The fourth chapter in the line will be loop functions.